We're now on Lee Boulevard in Joanne, and we're facing Grease Monkey with the triangular, the field in the Jackson, improvise improvision. And so to say, and we're discussing the primary account in the publishings on Lulu, both advanced in business and technology and community development, humanity and liberty, all in one category. And we have the architecture, of course, in the development of each neighborhood located in the Lehigh Acres area, resembling the community service in a comparison contrasted within each individual and family. And of course, we would say sponsored by Homestead and Lowe's to have the main provisional path in return of each advantage and adventure for traveling, guidance, and traffic. Reported was comments duplicated over the population and the separate growth in youth and young adults within the supportive cast and the visual art and designs within each theory for each business, small or large, rich, middle class or upper class. In return, we have the apprentice of each leadership within each family home and leadership concerning the alumni, the graduate, the employed, and the self-employed, the independent and the dependent in both class. Along generating the both, there's a financial circumstance withholding the banking system in equality of shares, involved in each ethnicity and numbers within the percentages of each credit, debit, and account holder, savings and check-ins included, and every summary of collective debt or amounted on every account. So now the deficit have become the enlightenment of how we can live a life of business within a life of family-orientated home. Both in duration are in circulation of one another, and therefore you have the criteria of public notary and public domain at its full extent. And once it is of so, many will continue the insinuation at the lowest level to the upper level, to draw near the upper class and the lower class, and sometimes the middle class involved in their scenario, to reframe some of what can be done and can't be done in the same context. Furthermore, when you find a development, you're so to say, how much will I spend each day to equal the summary of my own bank summary and fulfill your own young adult fantasy from your own fashion and designer and your own development of skills and talents added and duplicated over a year or so of life. And once that is in common, you find yourself at the home level of relaxation to become accommodated to it and infatuated with the lifestyle that you choose to live. The pinpoint now become sufficient of itself because a duplication of time will equal to the amounted debt indebted. And most of the time you're in need of a fair exchange for you to feel less insulted by their own demeanor and drive, causing you to refrain yourself within that holy ground. And therefore, submission only enlarges itself in the traffic of how you are to return home upon every visit, collectively at every business. So you have the separate business market, and you have the ones that are combined together in the same volume to equal a publisher and a marketer. This is where the skills become very insinuating of its own, and you have to whisper to your own inner self-empowered impact how you can maintain the both and secure your own security level. Now that is a manifestation of how you can briefly entail yourself to bring yourself and draw yourself in your own artistic or artistry or artist conduct. So we back into school, and we're back into the fundamentalism of entertainment. And both endure with one another in each city and community at a different pace, pasted before and after. So how do we deal with the beforehand and the aftermath? The secular end of the median and the media involved in categorizing the dimension for equal shares and equality. Informative or affirmative have the main objective of any response done verbally or written on a piece of paper. Afterwards, you have the approval of the administration, and sometimes done in the court at an upper level or a lower level, all equal to one business. And how do we have the differentiation to be differentiated in our category of personality and characteristics? Remarkably, the questions come to mind that a teacher can be taught as a student, and a student can be a teacher as a substitute. And now the reality of it all comes to question of how the matter physics and scientifically dwell inside the message and the messenger. And that is the reaction in our action and movement that is required to create a movie and become universal or cinematic in the theater. And this is where it is augmented and become a main trajectory obligation that is to be remorseful in the harmony of your daily walk and journey. Whether or not you're a journalist, you're still a student of the theater. Now that we know the theory is created, we have to shift and not be shifted or shaken from either or. And we have to constantly read each letter in a sentence to recite the mind how we have become an alumni or alumni in our studies and in our notes taken. So if we revise and pick up the same notes and lecture our own points and key points missing, we find the objective of where we went against what we have and what we have to do. So we have to learn to return the rhetorical in a straight narrator point of view at directing ourselves spiritually, emotionally, and physically, and make it matter where it matters not. So the difficult has become not just an argument, but a debate and embracing at a category of not mediocre, but mediated composition. been compassionate. Then the questions and the answers, percentages, bar on your phone screen and your computer screen and at your local library become a different percentage of bracket. And that's for you to know to yourself that your learning is constantly becoming not just balanced by your own account, but by your own journey. So this is where we at with the task of Lulu primarily and primary and preliminary account to basically create that source of foundation of narrator into your narrative. So now the growth is questioned to the upper class to where the uprising center itself and its duplicate of being your own alumni in your possession to have recreate your writing at a better question and better answer when you say better ingredients. And Papa John is the new craving and desire that informed you of something old to new but young to you. So you can also learn your surprises. And you have your birthday to be the biggest surprise of you self-empowered. So hello to your birthday. And the 76ers explanation on the media had been the one reorganizing that same following within that same order of population or follower. You can take the same followers in that category and simply put it in your category and achieve the same goal, but you can't forget the category. Once you forget the category, your weakness overtake categorizing any other. Because that is the strength of a message of its own, is to create the category for yourself. But you can't make it true that Grease Monkey in the beginning was not the center of who provided you with the oil for your car, since you choose to go to Firestone. What is the difference between Grease Monkey and Firestone? That's not a knowledge and need to know of, but once business become the self-centered empowered, you can make it your awareness for any other. And now you don't have just the compassionate, you have the comparison. And you can go back to each letter and say comparison, compassionate, there's a CO, and then there's a .com. So you can stay on the internet and figure you didn't go any further with the N. But if you did so, it's also in MON and COM. So now you have the contrasted of com and mun. Whatever else you added upon it, your journey will deliver it back unto you. And you can have the alphabetical order of self-empowering. So this is the main debate of being the advocate of your own residual income and banking system summary, for each summary delivered unto your mailbox for you to inbox into yourself, because one or the other is both in the same but at a different stream. Therefore everything is streaming and upstream, rather acknowledged or unaware of. So technically, to become your own self-empowered had nothing to do with humanity. It has something to do with viewers and visual design. Because what can't go back into time have to continue in the future. So So it isn't up to you to live in the blind. It is up to you to be blind and be taken advantage of. So now how do you continue? You didn't have the category. Because if you're missing the category of how you're duplicating, categorizing, it's simple to be blind in your summary. Let's re-practice that same practical editorial and place it back into our mind as young adults. And let's go a little further. Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'm Paisley, young cadet.